Grayson was right. I did want to choke you. What up, Posse?
So violent. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
What's up? This is Brandon.
And Mark.
That's Grayson, or better Chad, or I'm worse Grayson.
Or the original.
I think Chad just had a stroke.
Which, again?
I'm A. Grayson. I don't know.
You're known as Grayson.
Grayson
Grayson
squared.
And you are one of our Posse members, your fam. How are you, buddy? This is the first time you've been in here, too.
Yeah, the first time I've been at the studio. I did a live video with Brandon, like for part of the. I think it was like there for like half an hour, 45 minutes in one of the.
Yeah, one of the live
Yeah.
streams.
Yeah.
The lockdown.
Yeah,
The
lockdown.
whole COVID.
COVID lockdown. So are we going to make this actually an episode, or is this going to be kind of
This is a special.
a
on its own.
special?
Yeah.
like you?
It's a special.
Oh, yeah.
This
Okay.
is very special.
So, because I was out in the backyard training somebody, so we're talking about this is going to be the state of toy collecting during this pandemic.
No, just in general.
Or just in general?
Currently,
Just
like,
a
what-
lot of topics that are going on right now
Yeah.
between bots buying things before like anyone can even get a figure, like all of them will be sold out within minutes.
And
Yeah.
especially with these store exclusives that are harder to come by because they're not general release to every store or anything like that. These site exclusives or Target exclusive, Walmart exclusives, and then they'll be on the internet for all of 30 seconds, and then they'll be completely cleaned out and ordered out.
Sold out
Mhm.
right away.
And then the only chances you can find them in store, if the stores even get them, and then some of the craziness that's behind that and that's going on with that, and just it's become, and a little bit, I mean, I don't know where you want to go. I mean, just people are getting to each other's throats about this.
They're getting really bent out of shape, hot under the collar, like people, like collectors kind of attacking other collectors.
When I don't know. What you and I've talked about this back and forth. I think it makes more sense to go after the companies and say, look, you can't do this. This is a bad time for collectors. It's a bad time for everybody. And then to make matters worse, these bots are a problem. It's clear that they're bots because right after we see them, sell out, then there's like 100 eBay listings, at 10 times the price.
Yes.
You got these cons now that are going virtual.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that's hurting.
and
too,
that's
a little
hurting
bit.
as well. But these con exclusives, which I haven't really been collecting. I know you guys have. Has this been affecting that as well?
It's actually made it a little easier on my end. Just all the stuffs that I've wanted, it's been like
I guess we'll
no
see.
crash of the site. Like I just got it and got in, got out.
So to answer that quick, Chad, I mean, the one example I have of that's been really frustrating for me, and there's some that are still coming, like the Hasbro ones that are coming at the end of the month, with Marvel Legends, Power Rangers, Black Series. Those are all happening end of the month. There's they're doing it on their like the 25th and 26th. They just announced, like, if you're a Pulse Premium, like it's
The
one day,
23rd.
the 23rd. Sorry, and the next day it's general, on Hasbro
It's
Pulse.
one per customer, one
Is
per
it?
account. They say.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So where this actually hurt me though was the NECA Mutagen Tour set.
Oh.
Could not get it through. They didn't
Yeah.
do it through NECA's normal website. They did it through Target's website. I couldn't. I didn't get to order. I tried ordering
Yeah.
it. It sold out.
Didn't they do like a weird it was literally
They said it was going to be 1:00 and then it showed up at like 1:45.
yeah.
It was like 45 minutes late. Everyone's stalking the page, and there were like 5 different SKUs because they bundled it with like T-shirts, and everything sold out within 30 seconds. And so I couldn't get it. And then they were like, well, okay, then they're going to hit stores. Jason Grote, who is in the Posse, he distributes for NECA, has not seen any of these, and he honestly thinks that Minnesota got skipped.
Wow.
So it's really, and so I've actually gotten from NECA the Turtles exclusives the last 3 years, have not gotten this one yet, and I'm probably gonna end up having to go to eBay.
Have you noticed that bundling has been the thing during the COVID and during this lockdown and during all this online stuff? And I've noticed that because I collect records and vinyl, and they've been doing bundles on that. The music industry, Tekashi 6ix9ine dropped his stuff and bundled. Drake is bundling his stuff now. I mean, it seems like since you can't get out and because we all like to shop, we all like to go out in the wild and stuff, and I like going to record stores, and I haven't been to a record store.
Well,
But it seems like they're
Target's-
making it easier and making a pretty good deal for everybody if, like you were saying, if we could get them.
Target's like they're killing it, like, because they were one of the only places that was still open. So like their sales are way up. compared to, well, obviously, like some places couldn't even be open.
Somebody told me that Walgreens is actually literally sustained by their toys right now and their exclusives. Somebody was telling me that they are like getting bigger. Like, oh wait, no, let me say this. Somebody told me that the toy area used to be this big.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's
And-
almost a whole aisle now
Okay.
in some stores.
Yep.
And that's like everything from collectibles to like all the kids stuff, or like rubber balls or swimming or seasonal toys. You know,
Okay.
like it's the
That's
water show,
one
yeah.
of the things that we agree on, because we're like, Walgreens is my new favorite toy store, and we both
Finally?
agree on
Jeez.
that. You
Wow.
know?
I've always said that Walgreens is one of my favorite. The only problem I have with Walgreens is their web ordering for
Oh,
exclusives
it's
is the
terrible.
worst.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, jeez.
So I got a great story that happened recently to me. The Iron Man 2020s.
Yeah.
I bought 4 of them so I could get free shipping, and I was going to hook everybody up.
Yep.
They were so late that everyone else had gotten them in store afterwards,
Now you're stuck.
and I
with
couldn't.
4 of them.
I tried to cancel the order, and because they didn't ship for months.
Yeah.
You know,
Jeez.
after they started hitting stores, I had already gotten one in store. I tried canceling it. There's no cancel option like there is with most pre-orders
Yeah.
and websites. Like Target, you can pre-order. You can cancel a pre-order. Could not do it with Walmart. Ended up talking to their customer service both email and on the phone. They'd like, yeah, we'll get it in there. Do it. It still shipped to me.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, and I'm like, great. Okay, well, how do I return it?
Yeah.
Just go to a store and return it. The pre-order date was February,
Mm-hmm.
and I got it at the end of July.
Wow.
So you
So-
can't.
And there's only like a 30-day.
You only have
window?
30. Yes, exactly.
Right?
So I go
Good
into
God.
I go into the store, and because it says the purchase was in
Yeah.
February, despite the fact they didn't charge my card till it shipped,
Yeah.
and I didn't get it. I mean, I had the shipping and the proof of shipment from
Yeah.
the store couldn't return it
Oh.
cash to me, or
Oh, okay.
they could only do
Store credit.
Oh,
Okay.
because it was after the 30 days. I'm like, WTF? And I talked to the manager, and after going 2 days at the same Walgreens, eventually they found an employee who knew how to do the override. It was like, are you serious? Like,
Good
you
God.
guys need to. I mean, and I do love Walgreens as a toy place because there's so many of them. The point system is awesome. The reward points, you can get free figures out of that.
I
Yeah.
got at least 2 cases free last year from my reward
Same.
points, and then
Jeez.
with their exclusives, I mean, most of them are pretty nice.
Mhm.
You know, other than like the Black Ant, the Namor, and the Medusa that you
Dude,
can
the
still
Thing
find.
though. The Thing is my favorite
That one was great.
exclusive, just because I love the Thing.
The
but-
Fantastic Four Walgreens exclusives were pretty on point. People,
Yep.
I feel like
except
those
Johnny,
ones better.
except Johnny Storm.
Yeah. Mark Hall's
Yeah, Mark
favorite
Hall, that's
figure.
all.
Mark Hall's favorite figure, the Human
Yeah.
Torch.
That figure has caused so many memes in the past.
Oh yes, he is a walking meme. We love Mark Hall,
That was a great gag.
and we love
Especially
Jason
between-
Grote. He
yeah.
just scares me. That's about it.
Jason Grote is a scary man.
He is.
What?
He's
Oh,
a wild
yeah.
card, man. You
He's-
never
He's a
know.
wild card.
He'd run you over with his new scooter.
He would. He would.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd do that to me in a heartbeat.
Yeah, just a Chad though.
I
Poor,
would pay
poor
him.
No one
Scooter
else.
though.
I would pay him to do that.
I would.
Yeah.
Poor Scooter.
Good God.
So,
So,
Go- Yep. Oh wow, we all got an opinion. Go ahead. You're the guest.
oh, okay. I was gonna segue into some of the drama,
Yeah.
if that's okay
Do it.
with you.
Yeah, that's
okay.
fine.
So one of the more recent dramas that's come up, what was, and you're okay with this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
I just want to make sure because I don't want to, it's
Well,
your
that's
show.
why we're here.
No, that's
Because we're
fine.
going to talk
So,
about this.
so what was these Cobra Troopers that were for G.I. Joe? I don't even collect these. I want to be very clear. I don't collect G.I. Joe. I did get the Pimp Daddy Destro only for the
no,
fact
you got
that
it.
That was
You
just
have
a-
to.
That's true.
I had to
Yeah.
do that because it was just such a funny figure. But I don't collect G.I. Joe. I don't. So these Cobra Island Target exclusive troopers that were like they're a case per store.
It's
Or
an army builder.
yep.
Yeah.
People go nuts for army builders.
And some people have been really frustrated because some people just want one and they can't even find one because they're going out of the store. And then to make matters worse is some of the eBay stuff.
Yeah.
And do you want? I mean,
Oh, dude, I totally flipped some on eBay.
Mhm.
I know I'm not the
Dude, I sold
only
I
one.
sold a carbonized Mandalorian for $100 on
Like,
on
that's-
eBay.
I mean, when you look
But that
at
was right before they announced the second release.
when you look at the group and you see people with Destro and 2 Cobra Ninjas on Baroness motorcycles,
Yeah.
you don't think people took those 3 Baronesses and sold those Baronesses just because they wanted the motorcycles to go with their guys? You know,
Interesting.
And I mean, a lot of times, my whole thing when I started the group, I was like, let's try to help your neighbors out,
Yeah.
and let's help each other locally. If you want to sell things for more, then do the work. Take it to eBay, list it on eBay,
Yeah, go to
ship it
Marketplace
out.
or
You got to go to. I mean,
whatever.
hand-to-hand combat is the posse. That's where I give you money, you give me the
Yep.
toy. It's like we both are happy right there on the spot.
Well, and I think there's a little bit of misconception in some of the rules. That was where this upset came from, and some of the people who posted when it was discovered that somebody looked at your eBay account, saw that you'd been selling these troopers and making money on
So
them.
let's back up for 1 second. This is where this all started from. You flipped something on eBay.
Yes.
And you made a profit off of it, and people got upset about that.
Because they felt like because I run a group that preaches no, I don't like the word scalping.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
or
say
no flipping,
no
or
flipping.
sorry.
Or,
But see, that's what I like about the posse, though. And there's literally this unwritten rule that you don't gouge our group.
Yep.
$5. Do you want to make $5, $10
there
bucks?
is a written rule. There actually is a written rule.
There is a written rule, but I don't read. But there's. I'm a trainer. I can count to 5 and back to 1. But
and I've heard you count to 10.
okay, every once in a
Yes,
while,
stop lying to the
I have a
people.
good day.
So,
But
so you look at the other hand right now.
I look at. Oh, I do have another hand.
No, he looks in the mirror.
but-
He's like, oh.
Yeah, I have 4 of that. But what I understand it because that's what I love about it is like literally Mark will go, hey, I got this over here. You want me to pick it up? And I'm like, yeah, and it's like, how much was it? 20. I'm like, all right, here's $25. Thanks for your time. And everybody does that.
Yeah.
But you go to any of our swaps and things are cheap. I mean, let's be honest. And I'm Jewish and I'm not saying anything otherwise, but the posse.
I love your poster rather over there.
Thank you, man. My buddy gave me that. The posse is very cheap, frugal. I don't whatever you want to say, but they love a deal.
They love a good deal,
They
yeah.
love a good deal. There's nothing wrong with that. So do you think, Mark? Do you think that? Do you? I look at the eBay as a totally different group.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't. What I do on eBay, and like I told you at the swap,
Yep.
I was like, it wouldn't matter if I made $1 million a year selling on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come on to the page and was like, hey, I got these Cobra Troopers. Who wants to buy 2 for $110?
So somebody snapshotted your eBay page,
Yes,
Yeah,
and,
because
and
my
accused
eBay
you of
account-
gouging
Yes.
the group.
Yeah, don't use your real name.
Not
Just kidding.
gouging the group. Well, it wasn't my name. It's the same name as I have on my Instagram account.
Oh, smart. Okay, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it was easy enough to connect the dots.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you know.
Minnesota
But-
seller. This,
Sure.
But
yeah,
I wasn't trying to hide the fact. I just didn't care. I was like, I can sell whatever I want, And
Grayson,
that's
what's
like
your
the-
take on that?
Well, so there's two faults here. I mean, my opinion is I get where it's Mark's property. He can do whatever the hell he wants with it, and I think he should. Honestly, I mean, you and I talked about this.
Yeah.
I think you should be able to. If you bought it, it's yours. You did the hunt. You did the work. I understand where the perception is from some people and some members that they're upset because it feels like you're going out, you're cleaning out a store, and then you're flipping them on eBay, and I get where there's upset about that. That being said, and did anyone talk to Mark about it? No, it didn't really seem like anyone was talking to. And then you explained it, and we don't need to go into all the personal reasons and whatever. And what's really frustrating is, of course, there's a misperception in that rule, right? In the scalp or in the flipping rule. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's changed. It used to actually say that, but they,
Yep. I changed it to
I know you
flipping.
did. There's a perception in that rule that you're not going to do it at all. And I think to Mark's point, and he's even said this, is plenty of people have flipped. And I know you said that there a lot of things that the swaps have been fairly priced and they're frugal, but there's people who recognize that there is a value to some items that have gone up. They become collector's items, for whatever reason, whether it be, I mean, we can talk about, actors having passed away or performers, versus, or even other things where it's like, hey, things have just gone up in value because you can't find them anymore. And look at any of the Marvel Legends, Jim Lee X-Men, like Rogue is sitting around $100 now. Cyclops is 70 to
Jean
80.
Grey.
Jean, well, is the new one from the 3-pack that much?
No, but see, that's the
That
thing.
older one used to be-
the original Jean Grey. Remember, I had ended up selling you one.
Yep.
And
I think that,
I think you
I did
paid
like 50, like 50,
yeah, I
60
think
bucks.
50,
yeah.
60 bucks, and at the time
that was a good deal.
That was a good deal because they were going for like 80.
So do you think
And now I
that
can't sell them for 20.
Well, that's like keep
I had like
re-releasing
three.
it.
I had like three of them, and I was trying to sell them like
that's
crap.
the demon of this industry?
Well, especially when things get
So
re-released, or
yeah,
redone.
So do you think that the frustration of what Mark did wouldn't have been as bad without all the bots and everything that is going around like we just spoke of? Do you think that maybe this all culminated to basically one big umbrella of
It's like he said earlier before when we were on the couch and we were kind of like, let's save this for the show.
Sure.
It's a lot of it's Hasbro knowing that GI Joe is a
Hot.
huge. It's
Hot.
it's the hottest toy right now.
Right.
And everybody knew as soon as they made a 6-inch line that it was gonna just
Right.
blow the doors
No,
off.
it's-
People have been asking for it for what, 20 years?
20 years. You know, as
Yeah.
long as they've been making Legends, Mark Hall's like, if they start making 6-inch GI Joes, I'm selling all
And
my
they're
Legends.
and they're killing
Yeah.
it. They're beautiful. I mean, they're
He hasn't been selling his Legends.
Yeah, he didn't follow through.
He's a liar.
No, I'm like,
This is the
I'm
real
like,
smear
talk to him.
campaign.
do I
man.
need to go talk to him? Yeah, it's like,
This is the real bad guy, Mark Hall.
But I mean, he has been selling stuff. Mark
No, he
Hall is
isn't.
one of the marks is bad. You figure it out.
no.
But
yeah.
Hasbro, Target, Walmart dropping the ball on the distribution of these.
Distribution. Wow.
Way to go, George W. Bush.
Distribution.
but let's talk about web ordering. I mean,
Yeah.
Limiting, Target does not limit web order purchases.
Yeah.
And of course, when these GI Joes went up some morning, I remember every YouTuber, everybody, and Posse and everybody else freaking out because of course these Cobra exclusive, the Cobra Island exclusive GI Joes sold out in seconds. Nobody could get them, and everybody's pissed.
Yeah.
And these exclusive, there's a problem there, and it's so tough, and so everybody's really hot under the collar. Add into the fact that there's something going on right now where nobody's really supposed to be going out and shopping, and
Right.
I mean,
Well, let's be honest. Mark is an easy target on this. I mean,
he's inherently going to be.
Well, he put his name. He's the owner of the group.
Yeah.
So
Well, and that's
obviously,
like you said. People are putting me at such a high standard. There's no way that I could ever possibly live up to that.
Yeah, there's no way.
And this
you
is it's
know.
just a dumb
and
thing.
I joked around, was like, you play the hero long enough, soon they
Yeah.
cast you as the villain.
So you said to me
You
at
know?
Swap, yeah. And there were a lot of people who who saw us talking at Swap, and it was and we were both hot. We walked around, and you were upset, and so I'll come so
yeah. When I saw you guys walking around, I got the hell out of the way. I was like, oh, I know what's going on over here.
Well, and then like I was telling
Went
you,
inside.
he yelled "street fight" and
I prefer to talk to people face to face or
Yep.
live, because a lot of times, like if I text you like, "Hey man, you don't know what mood I'm in. You can't."
well, but if you are in a mood too, you're writing fast, and and how easy is it to misunderstand subtext or context, and it was fine. I mean, the reason why there's a perception though is that sometimes I'm the perception of I run a separate toy group. It's a very small group. It's mainly just the friends of people. Friends. It's kind of the exclusive group. Some people call it the secret group. I like exclusive. My wife,
I've heard Skrulls.
We've been called
that's
that.
neither here nor there.
Wow.
So
God.
again, it's and so some of the Mark eBay things started there, and then it went over to Posse and things like that. And what I've always said to people is, if you got a problem with Mark, go talk to Mark about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But also,
you know.
Grote's been very open about, hey, I have my own business on eBay, and I also he teamed up with that guy Lance, but he's
Yep.
like, he's very open about, hey, come check, like I have this on eBay, but he'll also change the prices.
It's a little harder when of course it's a new item, and then
Yeah.
and everyone's chomping at the bit for it. I mean, and I get it. I mean, everybody wants to be first. Everybody wants to it's a hard to find item. It's an exclusive. Regardless, the point is there was no bad blood really between us.
No.
I mean, look.
Well, I was salty because I was like, why are you guys sharing my personal information? I was like, that's a low blow, because I don't go on anybody's eBay account. And then, like, you had shared it to the group, not saying, oh, hey, this is Mark doing this. But you're like, look, there's this seller in Minneapolis doing this right now.
Well, I said there were, and I thought I had multiples in that shot. I think yours was in there, but I think there were some other people, and I was saying that this just sucks that that it's happening. And again, I look, personally, I wish you wouldn't do it. You got to do it for whatever reason. You're gonna make money. It's your property at this point. You bought it from the store. It's yours. Look, do I like it? No, because of how it is in the community. But the truth of the matter is it's ultimately yours. And I'm not gonna call you out like to that degree. I would just say, hey, look, it's happening.
Okay.
But again, it's you can do whatever you want. And I think that there needs to be that distinction too in the group from the rule perspective between doing it in the group to everybody versus, hey, you're doing it nationally on eBay. You're just trying to make a buck. You're trying to make a buck.
So, Grayson, I love the purity. You're like a purist of this group, and I think that's really cool.
I've been around for a while.
Yeah, man. I mean, what do you think is so bad about him flipping a toy on eBay that has nothing to do with the group, and whether the markup is between 10 and 40%, or 50, or 100?
I think that where I would say the problem is,
Mm-hmm.
and where my upset is just because everybody's hot right now for that
Sure,
item.
sure.
And it stinks when and I don't know that you were doing this or anything like that, but there's a perception that immediately occurs that you're going out to all these stores, buying every single one, cleaning off the peg, and buying. I don't think you were doing that, but I think that perception happens.
Well, they wouldn't let me.
They wouldn't. Okay.
But you would have.
Like if I would have walked into a store and they would have been like, "Oh, here you go," and gave me the whole case, I would have bought the whole case.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, most stores will let you buy one or two. They were pulling them out of the back, you know, and then afterwards I would take a picture and I'd be like, "Hey, there's two still sitting here."
Yeah.
So you're
There's
giving
two-
shout outs and
There's still two
Okay.
sitting here. You
Now,
know.
let me ask you this, Mark. Did you do this a year ago? Were you doing eBay sales similar a year ago?
I've been a member of eBay since 2009, and I've made a total of probably 20 sales.
Okay.
So you didn't get that $25 off coupon. Either.
Yeah, I didn't get
No.
that $25
I
coupon
didn't
This
get
either.
is
either.
2003, and I couldn't get it.
Yeah,
Dang
I
it.
was like, it had to be like from the early like
Yeah,
99,
like from the
2000.
yeah,
early
I think it's
days.
like sub 2000. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh,
Because I was like, I joined in 2007.
So you took an opportunity
I,
and you put this up and you made a profit off of it. And
after
you
the
said
eBay fees, after shipping, I mean,
well, that's not my business. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But my thing is what I'm asking is that what you did that Grayson doesn't agree with, is this something that you do a year ago often? Like you said, you've only do
No.
20.
no, I wouldn't.
So
have
maybe that's part of it, you know, that it's kind of something that was like the timing was bad.
I think the perception really, and it wasn't so bad. That you were doing it. It's more that it's been happening so much, especially with the bot situation.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
I think that's where it comes down to is people are just so upset about it. And to be fair, I don't even collect them. I don't care. You know
I
what
had
mean?
people accusing me of buying stuff from Posse members just so I can take it and sell it for twice
See,
as
that-
much.
no,
And I'm like, are you
that's-
kidding me? I was like, I can bring any of you to my house. Brandon's been to my house. Does it look like I'm selling any of
that
that?
doesn't
No.
sound like
And-
anything
and-
that
and-
Grayson's
and I
trying
don't-
to say.
And I don't think we should put you on the defensive here or anything like that. I mean, look, there's a perception that was there. Was I calling you out on it? Not really. I mean, I get that this was happening.
Well, you kind of doxed him on that one.
I didn't. Let's be very clear.
Okay.
I specifically actually went out of my way to not include his
Okay.
name or anything like that in the screenshot. There were others who
Oh,
knew.
gotcha. Okay.
And because I'm the admin and leader of another group, there was a perception that I was ringleading this. I really am not. Mark and I don't. If I disagree with something Mark's doing, he and I will talk about it.
And we've had,
Plenty of times.
since he's joined the group, we've had times where we've butted heads, and we've had times that we've agreed on
Yep.
tons
Sure.
of things.
Sure.
You know.
Mhm.
And you're definitely one of the most active members in the group. I mean, you've been like in the top 5
Oh, yeah.
since you
Always.
joined. You know what
Oh, yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like because you're bringing,
You know
you're
your
out
stuff.
hunting, you're
Yep.
bringing knowledge, and you're bringing stuff from the outside because you're watching a lot of other YouTube videos.
The
and
news
just,
channel.
Yeah.
I'm very well into this group and into collecting, and I'm not into everything.
Well,
But,
yeah, like
yeah.
there's things that you're like, I scoff at people that collect that, but
Well-
then there's things you're like, oh, I can see why you collect that. and
Oh, how
that's
about them
sweet,
Funkos?
You know?
I am absolutely hated in the Funko groups, and it's hilarious.
It was just that one group, that one swap we did together.
Don't look over this way, Grayson.
dude, I don't. So let me be very clear on the Funko hatred. It's a good joke.
Yeah,
The truth
I
of the matter
get
is I don't care what you collect if you collect
Yeah.
what you want. What I get a little obsessed with is any collector who gets a bad reputation, and Funko unfortunately gets the brunt of this because a lot of adult collectors in retail get mistaken for Funko collectors. I mean, Mark and I were talking about this before on the couch. How many times have I been to a store and I'm talking about like the latest Legend or Black Series or whatever, and they think I'm talking about a Funko Pop?
Oh.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like, it's like,
I mean,
and it's like, no.
but it's
figure.
become like an easy. Everyone's kind of gateway into collecting nowadays.
It's
I feel like
popular. I
It's
mean,
the
you know.
kindergarten.
Grayson,
of
do you
collecting.
have
Yeah,
an eBay
but
account? Do you sell on eBay?
Not anymore. The fees just got to me too much, and
and they
I
tax you at the end, like
yeah,
at the end of every month.
It
It's
was.
like,
I buy things that way, but I killed my seller account a long time ago.
Me too.
I used to sell a lot of computer hardware, and it was like I'd sell like $1,000 laptop and end up only taking away like $700. I was like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
and no, he's absolutely right from the fees and the
Like
things
eBay
they
fees,
get.
Shipping, the
$300.
fees,
I sold
mean,
vinyl. I sold. I
boxes.
flip records, and let me just say this. I understand where you're coming from, and I respect what you're saying because I love the fact that you care about, hurt the little man. Don't let you're being broad about making sure that there's enough for everybody and it's fair. And I respect that. I also see Mark's side of being able to sell whatever he wants for whatever price he wants. I mean, let's be honest here. I'm listening to all this, and what if Mark would have put that on an auction instead of a buy it now, and the auction without his control went to $5,000. You know what I mean? And that's not Mark's fault. And Mark wasn't aware. Like if he put 1 penny on it, and all of a sudden it does that. I understand that there's an opportunity there for gouging because I took a bunch of them and I put them up there and I knew that they were going to make some money, and I see that. But here's my thing: is when I used to do just vinyl and flip, and I would go to. I'll give you a real example. I would go to all these cheapo records in Minneapolis and St. Paul and outskirts because they didn't know anything about R&B music. They didn't know anything about hip-hop or 80s hip-hop or 90s hip-hop. And there was this band called The Girls with a Z at the end where it was Heavy D and the Boys, their backup singer band. Well, they were like 50 cents a record. And I'm looking them up and reverse looking them up on eBay. And people in Brazil are spending $100 a record on them because of I bought them all.
Yeah, of course.
So, but okay.
And I
Those
flipped them
had
all.
been out a while though.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was
I
going
know
to
that
Sure.
you can't find it at the store.
That's fine.
you know.
That's and that's
there's a little bit of it when it's a brand new item that everyone's hot for, and there's already been the hard time trying to get it on pre-order through the website because of course they'd sell it in 30 seconds. And again, I mean, it'd be one. I mean, how many times have any of us, in the posse, bought something, sat on it for a year or two, and then sold it for 3 times as well?
Yeah.
I mean, who cares?
Tons of times.
I mean, and again, I'm not. Look, that instant try to make a buck thing, I'm not thrilled with. I'm not happy with. The truth is, though, if you went out and hustled and you bought it, it's yours, and you can do it with you please. And I want to be very clear on that with Mark. I don't.
Did you feel like you were a little disappointed in Mark for doing that?
Some people really were. I don't
Some
think
people-
you were.
Not. I understood
I
where
had
they.
some people leave the group.
I got where they were coming from, but I wasn't. First off, when all this happened, I made one screenshot, and then I was actually out of town at a wedding.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of these people were kind of doing, and let's be very clear here. I can't control what anyone does.
Right.
I can't, just like Mark can't control anybody what they do in the posse. However, I can't control anybody in my groups or anything like that. And if somebody shoots their mouth off at Mark or something like that, I don't have any control of that. Personally, I think you should always, and I've said this, you should talk to Mark. If you
That's
don't
why you're
like
here.
him. Yeah. Talk to Mark. Realize that have a rational conversation. Don't get so upset where you're threatening violence or anything. I mean, that didn't happen
in this case.
But there've been other situations.
In the past, there's been threats.
Well, it's ridiculous. People get so
Accusation,
emotional.
false accusations. I mean, there's times where I'm like, I just want to close this group down and walk away. People don't realize
Mark,
the stress that comes with it.
Look, and we've talked about this off camera, is that we're almost at 3,000 members.
Getting close, very close.
And we've been up for, 4 years now?
4 years.
Okay. So out of 3,000 members in a closed group that you have to be invited to, you're going to get a percentage that's going to be goofy about things.
Yeah.
Or are going to have an opinion about things. Or you're going to have some people that are going to be jerks, and then we get rid of them.
You called it out best when you're like, this happens about 8 to 9 times a year.
Yeah.
Where there's an incident that's going to occur that's going to either make you real mad, you can respond to it and feed fuel to the fire, or just not respond.
But see, here's the thing is that I agree with Grayson. You have a hot head.
I do sometimes.
You have a temper.
Sometimes.
Like you scare.
Oh, you were.
You scare me and Brandon.
You
I
were.
should.
You were pretty upset with me when
I was
when I walked in the
mad, 'cause
swamp.
I was like, dude, what the hell?
And I mean, you and I talked it out, and I think we I don't know, bury the hatchet's the right word, but
for sure we have. For sure.
Again, I wasn't trying to be a ringleader or anything like that. I'm not trying to, look, if I was really upset to the point, I'd leave. I would leave the group. But the truth of the matter is it's your group. I've said this before. You have to run it the way you think is best. There is some people, and I'm not trying to speak for anybody or things. There's a perception of a large group mentality and what you're trying to do versus small community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard because, of course, just like you're saying with such a large group, there's different mindsets, there's different backgrounds, there's a diversity of everything, and you're going to have even social cues. I mean,
Right,
you know,
right.
different social levels, different, you know. I mean,
Well, and let's be honest. Every once in a while, we're going to have a bad seed that's going to start some stuff, and then they get kicked out.
Remove them.
Yeah,
well,
They kind of
you
weed
know,
themselves out
they
too.
Or
weed
like
themselves
there's-
out.
There's people we've removed that have been flipping on Marketplace because we're like, dude, you just bought that and you're selling it for $100 on Marketplace.
Yeah.
or especially if they bought it from somebody on Posse.
And
I mean,
especially if they're in the posse, it's like
Yeah.
it's one thing if you're doing that and you're not in the group. Like we have no say.
Yeah.
well, and
But
it's,
you're posting links to like, hey, Facebook.
Well, there's people that
Marketplace
are
link.
in there that have been told on the posse not to sell hawk their wares there, and literally gouge at the same
But that's
time.
what
and
that's what McCurry and
well, and,
eBay are
and there's
for.
there's a, I mean, eBay is one thing, Marketplace is another, because of course Marketplace is supposed should be all local.
yeah.
And that's you know that's where Marketplace and a private group kind of butt heads a little bit, versus
Yeah.
Right.
eBay is a national thing. Where I think it really kind of stinks is you've got people who possibly are using the group to
Yes.
profit,
yes,
and that's and whether that be they're doing some kind of self promotion, whether it be they're selling items, whether it be, I mean, you've always had a hard time with anybody who's using the backs of the group, or the,
Yeah.
you know, your especially your work
Yeah.
and forming the group, and in any form.
and
you know.
Grayson, that's something that you don't like either.
I don't like when people are like, "Hey, I'm interested in throwing a swap, and here's what I'm gonna do," and I'm like, "Well, I'm glad you contacted me because you can sure do that, but I don't want you fishing for table holders here because that's kind of what I do, and like you're kind of going into my Rolodex." Now, if someone wanted to contact you personally, a friend of yours, and like, "Hey, I'm throwing a sale. Would you like to table here?" I have no problem
Yeah.
with that. And even like Little Grayson,
Well,
The real
Graham,
Grayson, the
The
real
real
Grayson.
Grayson.
Let's just call him he likes the real
the
Grayson.
RG.
you know, even him, throwing his sales, he's got some people from the posse that are setting up, but he's also got a lot of people that aren't from the posse setting
Yeah,
up,
Yeah.
Then this is
So it's
why
like
we.
he's not like using.
it's a fine line.
Yeah.
It is.
It-
And let me say this. Let me wrap this up, because I can't believe we just did it 30 minutes, and this is awesome. Let me wrap this up.
We're gonna have a lot of content.
Grayson,
Yeah.
I gotta say, Grayson, I respect the moral compass that you have that directly reflects the way that the posse standards are, and we need more of you. And I respect that, and I think that that's really, really cool that you really care about other people being not only being fair but being able to have a shake on that. And I think that's really cool, man. And you're welcome back here anytime,
thank you.
and you know that. Mark, I agree with you, because if Grayson were to come to me and say, "Hey, man, I just bought this," which I did, new Prince 1999 box set, and bought it for $200, and I flipped it for $270. Well, you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm gonna do like you said. You can't make anybody do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's this fine line of that was eBay, and that's fine. But there's you being a target and you being the head of the group, you have to lead by example. And I absolutely understand Grayson's side of that. And I love the fact that you got to come in and talk about this and literally squash, but it wasn't really anything to squash, but it just shows the camaraderie.
Squash the
that-
perception.
It goes to show the camaraderie that this group has. And it's just, this group is getting bigger and this group is getting better. And I really, really am proud to be a part of that.
See, I think it's really easy to demonize someone, especially when they're the top or the leader or whatever.
Well, when it's Mark, it's not hard to demonize him at all.
That's so
but,
natural.
but it's but the truth is you're a nice guy. Yeah, you can be short fused. Hey, I can be too.
we can all be hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And especially, hey, look, it's pandemic times. We're all
A little.
Yeah, it'll start
And you know what?
Yeah, we said-
This probably wouldn't even have taken place if the pandemic wasn't
For
going
sure
on.
not.
If this was a year ago, this would not be a big
Yeah.
deal, because,
COVID
like I asked you
cabin
before,
fever.
last year you bought a few things. You said you do 20 total in your whole lifetime, and you flipped it. But right now, it's not everybody's getting a fair shake, and I get that too.
and that's why I wasn't really trying to go after you. And I think you and I talked about it. I wasn't going after you. Do I like that that's going on? No, but the truth is, it's your stuff. Do whatever you want. I mean, I really am not trying to demonize you, and you know that. And we talked about
No,
this.
we talked about that.
Yeah,
And
and I'm not trying to be a ringleader of a mob or something. That's some other guy.
exactly.
It's just so nuts.
It's
like,
okay, man. I mean, that's the great thing about communication in this group is that
Yeah.
we can talk things out, and we can go for a walk on the swaps and stuff. And a lot of us have been so cooped up that we haven't seen each other all year.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
And I was looking back through some old posts, and it was one thing I came across when we all, a bunch of us went in on a gift for E-Man.
Oh,
We
yeah,
got
yeah.
his house, and we got him his Iron Man, like his
Yep.
one of his grails. I mean, and you made a statement that was like, the posse is great when it's about toys, and it's cool when it's about making a little money, but it's best when it's about the love.
Yep.
Well,
And
it's
I
like
was
that's
that
boy,
says
my
it all.
birthday bro, Christian
I wrote that,
Takasi.
really?
yeah,
When
Wow.
remember on his birthday, you guys got him the Ant-Man
Yes.
mask
Yeah.
on his birthday, and he just opened. It was like, "Wow, thanks, guys!" He
Tried to
turned
show
into a
us his
freaking
Ant-Man.
4-year-old.
And
It's a gift.
It's so true.
Yes.
It is so true, though. I mean, you were doing the stuff on eBay, and that's not affecting Posse at all. That's your personal business, whatever. When you're doing stuff on Posse, when any of us are doing stuff on Posse, we should be trying to look out for our community and look out for each other.
Maybe, and
love
we just
it.
And I
update
think-
update the rule to say don't do it in the group. If you have
It
eBay,
says-
whatever.
it says
but-
It says
Oh,
that,
does it? Okay.
but there's a perception of what the mentality is behind
Well,
that.
because a lot of people look at it like, well, you're the leader of the group, and you built this group on these standards, and then we find out that's exactly what you're
got it.
doing.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, but I'm not really doing that because you guys are making it seem like I was doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
no,
get that.
and
I mean, this is out of the thousands of deals I've made
Yeah.
in the group for pretty much retail,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
you know, it's like, so I make these couple deals that aren't even in the group, and then you guys are like, people are dragging me
Well,
through them.
that's the
Yeah.
that's
But
that's
like you
the
said, being the head of the group,
Mhm.
and you even said that at the swap a few weeks ago.
you're
it's
going to
like,
be a target.
I'm
I'm
a
if Brandon and I
target.
did that on eBay, there would be absolutely none of this would take place.
Nope.
But if you're doing it, you do have to lead by example a little bit. And I'm not saying what you did was wrong, but I'm just saying is that you're going to get crap for it.
Well,
sure.
and to be and just to be fair too, even though I'm not leader of this group of Posse, just because I'm so active and things like that, I get called out, and there's plenty of people who talk smack about me behind my back too. Do I care personally? No, I'm an adult. I don't give a crap. But the truth is, I understand how it can make you feel, where it's like, geez, you become a target just because you're active.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because you're, and it's not fair. But the truth is, we have to remember to be calm, and it is crazy right now.
Yes.
It is. It's
So with this,
Sorry, we got
Great parting words here.
this is squashed, and hopefully you'll come back on for some more because we're gonna dip out of this one and let's talk toys.
yes.
All right,
All right.
guys.
Cool.
See ya.
Peace out.